Hi everyone. A lot of women are asking me about pushing and about birthing positions. What is the best birthing position? How should I birth my baby? Should I have a water birth? Should I squat? Should I be on all fours? Should I be on my back? When the time comes to push, how should I push? How will I know when to push, etc., etc. So I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, because I also know that there are a lot of women on the brink of giving birth. As far as a birthing position is concerned, in my experience, all the planning I had done in my head before every single one of my births literally flew out the window as soon as the pushing stage arrived. What happens then is your instinct takes over. The animal within completely dominates, and your body does exactly what it needs to do naturally. The pain is intense, so it's almost, it goes without saying that you're going to try and find a position that lessens the pain as much as possible. Now, this position is completely different for many women. So I can't say that the position that I gave birth in is the correct position, because no such thing exists. There is no such thing as a correct birthing position and an incorrect birthing position. What you need to focus on is optimum birthing position. As far as you're in the least amount of pain in this position, you're at your most comfortable in this particular position. As far as picturing your baby coming through the birth canal and out of your vagina is concerned, this particular position that you're choosing to adopt is the one that in your mind allows you to open up and birth your child as naturally and as easily as possible. So for me, very naturally, that position was on all fours. A lot of women prefer to squat between the legs of their partners. My brother's wife gave birth this way. She squatted between his legs. His arms were around her neck, and she grabbed onto his arms, and using that as the pulling force, squatting, she birthed both her children like that. Water births must be incredible. I wanted water births with all three of my births, and was completely prepped. I laboured in water for all three of my births, but when the time came to push, my body wanted to get out of the water. So Cindy desperately wanted to give birth in water, and when the time came to push, my body just wanted to feel terra firma. I have no experience of a water birth. I have never given birth in water, but I can imagine it to be incredible. And also just bearing in mind that your baby is surrounded by water for 40 weeks in the womb, and just the transition from womb into water, I think is the gentlest way, I believe, is the gentlest way to give birth. It's just such a smooth transition. But the most important thing to remember about a water birth is that the water that your child is birthed into is at exactly the same temperature as your body, which is 36 degrees or so. It is important to remember that, because you don't want to shock the child as it comes out into either something that's too hot or too cold, because it might then take a breath in, and the possibility of water in the lungs is it's possible that may happen. So the most important thing about water birth, and please can all the water birth moms just post video responses to this, and please correct me if I am wrong. But yeah, there are some incredible, the Alara Tribe water birth for me is just absolutely wonderful. There are some amazing water births on YouTube, and I do believe that the most important thing is the temperature of the water. It doesn't have to be mineral water or purified or anything like that. It's just plain water run with a hose from your tap. But we went to prenatal classes with my first birth. And the one thing that they failed to tell us is that the contractions are quite violent. Like what they're doing to you inside feels quite violent, like, for lack of a better word. And then you get this, at 10 centimeters dilation, you get this natural instinctive urge to push. It's going to sound gross now, but it's almost as if you've been dying to make a poo all day long, and suddenly you run into your bathroom and it's just that relief when you can just go, ugh! And that is what I can compare it to. So it's not a little vaginal push. So if you try and picture yourself pushing something smallish out of your vagina, I don't know, it's not that. It's a full-blown anal push. You need to push with your entire lower being. And if you do feel like screaming, or you do feel like verbalizing, just close your eyes and take that scream or take that moan and take it all the way down your body and push your child out with that moan. So it's pretty much channeling your energy, focusing before you push. And while you're pushing, it's going to burn. It's going to burn like hell. But you've got to get beyond that, and you've got to know that at that point when it's burning, it just feels like you're going to burst into flames. Just push through that, and as you just you dig your heels in, you put your head down, and you just push through that. Your baby's out. The baby's head is out. The shoulders come out very easily after that. The child is on your chest, and nothing else on this planet matters. As that child comes up, and you just breathe it in, it smells of you, it is of you, and you just envelop it with your love. And you just know that you guys have completed the most incredible journey. So my advice when it comes to pushing is, do not try to be polite. Whoever is in the room, if there's, that's why the reason why I chose to home birth was because I wanted to be surrounded by people that I know and love, not by nurses rolling their eyes and going, oh my God, you're not the only woman ever to have given birth. Giving birth for the first time is one of the most intense things you are ever going to do in your life. And no matter how you choose to do it, whether it's C-section, epidural, natural, at home, in a hospital, in your granny's house, it doesn't matter. It is an intense experience, and you need to make sure that you are in an environment where you are 100% comfortable, happy, confident, and at ease. So when it comes to pushing, don't be polite. Don't be embarrassed about who's in the room or what's going on. It is a hardcore, primal, instinctive thing that you're going to be doing. So I would just like to say a very, very large and loving good luck to all the moms who are very close to giving birth. This is the most spiritual time of one's life, when that baby's about to be born and you're about to meet each other face to face for the first time. I envy all of you that. I think that these beginning parts of labor, or the last few days of pregnancy, and when you're wondering, is this labor, isn't it? Because you will know that the labor pains come, the first pains aren't sore, but they're thick. They feel very thick and solid, and they sit in your lower back by your kidneys. Those are the first labor pains. So they're not sore, they're not going to floor you, you're not going to burst, wart all over the show, bleed everywhere, and have to be rushed by ambulance to hospital. Just go for a walk and keep yourselves busy in the early stages of labor. And all the while, just focus on the prize, focus on the prize, focus on the prize. And good luck.